Hello YouTube, this is Storm or Stormbringer here. I'm back with some more Star Rail 3.2. So, last time we ended with Anaxa being invited to the Dawn Cloud Council. So, we're picking right up from there. Off stream, I did a little bit of the Star Rail anniversary quest or event stuff. The Star Rail World event is a lot of fun, actually. I'm really enjoying it. But I'm excited to get back to the story because so far this update is really interesting to me, and I'm enjoying it a lot more than I thought I was going to. So I'm excited to see where it goes from here.
Even blasphemous scholars can come here, it seems. Anaxagoras, I thought that you had died to the Black Tide, just like the other scholars.
Oh, I should probably put auto on again.
As Kephales's priest, are you not aware of the decorum of respecting the dead?
Surely you jest. You blasphemous heretics are not worthy of respect from the Supreme Being.
Hi, Aya.
Let me remind you that you're currently in Dawn Cloud, so you'd better keep your deranged language to yourself.
So did you decide on pulling for Jiao Chou or not?
Servant from years ago, who could only acquiesce to the commands of others. Now, I have plenty of ways to deal with people like you.
I'm not sure whether I should laugh or cry right now. I can't believe that a follower such as you could have been made by a creation titan. As I see it,
Hi, Ozzy. Hope you're doing well.
can't provide you with this level of confidence, right? Then who is it exactly? Could it be kindness?
You. Seeing how fond of you Elder Kindness is, I shall let that slide for now. Leave immediately, and don't impede us from receiving the Supreme Being's blessings.
I love that I can tell, like, I know this voice.
It seems that kindness is indeed quite sincere.
Because he's done other NPC voices as well.
Smoother than I had anticipated.
Oh my, what a thrilling confrontation. As expected of one of Kephales's
Oh, I'm sorry you're not feeling well, Ozzy. I hope it passes soon.
Are you praising or insulting him?
Praising him, of course.
Also, that's a good idea. I tried pulling for Fugue and lost to Welt, so I'll definitely be saving for Finon now.
I ask you to leave. Go as far away from here as possible. Don't mutter to yourself like some sort of madman and disturb my meditation.
I've had enough of this. Could the 15th entry hour arrive any faster?
Yeah, it's Stephen Fu. He does the voice of both Anaxa and Wise.
No danger detected, but never let your guard down.
Oh, I mean, Welt is my Welt and Gallagher are my two favorite male characters. Well, Welt, Gallagher, and Jing Yuan are all tied for my favorite male character. I resonate a lot with Welt, with my interests and everything between gaming and mecha and model kits and things like that. I find a lot of similarities between himself and myself. So I love Welt. This is also my E2 for him, so I've pulled him 3 times now, so Your top 3. Is it all male characters? Because that will help. Okay, all are men. In no particular order, I'm gonna guess Boot Hill, Jingyuan, and Mighty? One is a 4-star. Okay, so Jingyuan, Boot Hill, and either Gallagher or Sampo, I'm gonna guess.
Oh, my.
Oh, damn it.
Every plant, every tendril, no, even every leaf could be the embodiment of Circe's.
As a result, mere mortals who did not know what the Titan actually looked like chose to paint them as a giant tree instead. Their wisdom was portrayed as fruit, to symbolize how they shared their knowledge equally among the masses. Such exquisiteness indeed.
This mural is quite abstract.
Oh, well, I got one of them at
I
least.
really can't tell whether you are praising or demeaning yourself. Now I'm quite curious whether the Reason Titan has studied figures of speech before.
You know, there are moments where I really do hear Wise's voice out of Anaxa.
Device is interesting. For all we know, this could be the answer to the question, what exactly are we?
I, for one, am not willing to admit that I could look this ugly.
Was this the reason why you failed in your attempt to refine my soul when you were ambushed at the grove?
Oh, there we go. Okay, so I was
Since you are aware of this,
partially right too.
why did you save me back then?
From my perspective, this point alone was enough to separate you from the average person.
How do two lunatics coexist in the same brain?
Therefore,
At least he realizes he himself is a lunatic.
is not just to seek protection. What then is the intention behind your actions?
The entire plan is stored in my memory, so why don't you look there?
Then don't mind if I do. 1 year old, 2 years old. Oh my! Even a member of the preeminent 7 sages must hug his droma stall to sleep? How interesting.
That's enough.
How unusual. Your soul is actually trembling. This must mean that behind this toy hides a secret that nobody knows, right?
Since our days are both numbered, I don't mind telling you more about it.
Oh, Ozzy, I'm
This is a
so
present
sorry,
that my
man.
sister gave to me. It's a doll that was made to look like our family pet.
So there are other members in your family, eh? Are they also living in Akama?
I hope D&D was fun at
You just
least.
love to pick through my brain. Go on, continue flipping through my memories. It won't take long. You'll discover the answer when you reach the memories of when I was 5.
You can say that I have this character 100%.
The black tide is everywhere.
Is it
I
Kalis?
can't bear to look.
When I was young, I couldn't accept this outcome either. Georios, Aquila, Kefali, and you, of course. Although I prayed to every titan that I could think of for help, my efforts were ultimately futile.
This... Could this be The inception of your research into alchemy?
Oh. So Anaxa was a believer, and he prayed to all of them for help, but because they didn't come to him, he became a non-believer. That's actually very interesting. 99%. I'm trying to think of like which ones were guaranteed. So ratio? Is it ratio?
Indeed it was. Everything started from that verdant courtyard of yours. When I was pursuing my education there, I naturally also came to learn of the Thesis' theory as well.
Oh, I remember that person. He was the one to come up with the concept of souls, right?
It's very interesting seeing them come up with a character who
He also
believed
that
in the
life,
gods,
as
but
well
became
as the
disillusioned to them
composition,
because they didn't
movement,
help.
and transformation of matter all stem from souls themselves. This is why I thought that, since all living things stemmed from the same origin, why could I not sacrifice myself in order to resurrect my nearest and dearest?
Anaxa, you...
I'm glad it was fun. I'm sorry that you're
Teacher.
not doing well, though. I really do hope that
But
it
this
gets
is
better
absolute
soon.
blasphemy. Regardless of how much freedom the Grove provides, such an act could cause you to be burned at the pyre. Your beloved, where is she now? Send her away from the Grove at once, to a place where nobody will ever be able to find her. Otherwise, the both of us will be judged by the Council of the Seven Sages.
Calm down, teacher. My sister, she's still not in the mortal realm, even to this day.
What do you mean?
It was naive of me to think that I could snatch the deceased from Thanatos' grip by merely sacrificing one eye.
Oh.
Equivalent exchange. All I received for that price was but an opportunity to see her for one final time. Nothing more.
Let it go, Anaxa. As one of my best students, I cannot watch you go down the wrong path without doing anything to stop it.
Maybe it's just me, but with Anaxa's hair color being the way it is here, and him having like the slight red in his eye and everything, he gives me like a little bit of Dottore vibes. Just not as insane. Alright, well, I'm glad you were here for as long as you were. I hope to see you again sometime, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Never do something taboo ever again. Don't disappoint the deceased, and never harm yourself. If you can do that, this classroom will still be yours, and you'll have a chance to live out your own life.
Since I was able to see her one last time, I have no other desires. You're right, teacher. It's time for me to start a new life.
I am sincerely glad for you, child. Now then, what topic would you like to study?
I wish to continue the Thesis' research.
Continue the research into souls, but you know that the Grove has long since understood his philosophy like the back of their hands. Even if you continue digging into this subject, your efforts will likely be futile.
No, teacher. After my fleeting glimpse of the deathly fog, I finally understood a single truth. Since ancient days, our understanding of the souls is but the tip of the iceberg. I may have lost an eye, but my view of the world has become clearer than ever. I have grasped the truth with my bare hands. Watch as I turn this farcical world upside down.
Huh. You know, as typical with this game,
Secret lay concealed beneath that hefty eye patch of yours.
this game makes me love the characters more and more as we learn about them.
This story doesn't seem to be connected to your plan. In fact, I'd say that
I had
they
no
aren't
interest
related at
in
all.
Inoxa at all until
The answer
now,
lies within
and
the
I'm
tale.
really happy that
If
they're
even
changing
you
that
don't understand it,
viewpoint of mine.
Perhaps you should relinquish the divinity of reason to me. After all, it'd be a waste for you to hold on to it. My story ends here. Now it's time for you to tell me your secret. After all, this is what equivalent exchange means, correct?
As expected, you laid a trap for me to step into. Unfortunately, even if I was willing to talk about my past, I may not know more about it than you do.
Oh? Are you saying that the renowned Reason Titan is now admitting a lack of wisdom? Your followers are going to be sorely disappointed by this.
Child of humanity, remember this. Being cognizant of one's ignorance is the greatest wisdom of all.
Now I understand. No wonder you asked me to answer your random, nonsensical questions.
Not only that, you're the only one who can shed light on my query. As the saying goes, onlookers see most clearly.
Is that so?
Lord Anaxa. I saw you muttering to yourself and was wondering whether you were caught in a delirium of reflective thought. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but time is of the essence.
Oh,
I
so
have a
normal
message from
people
Lord Lycus.
cannot
Lady
see
Candace has met up with the Council of Elders and is awaiting your arrival.
Circeus.
So please depart
Okay, so
forward.
he just looks mad.
It's finally time.
Carefully. The one who created the world, and the one who bears the world. If you truly have not met your end, how will you answer the challenges of those who defy you?
I didn't expect you to agree to Lady Kindness's invitation. What a wonderful turn of events. To tell you the truth, there are many people who hold
This
grudges
is
against that
very
lady
interesting.
Isn't that the dromas draped in finery?
Avoid his gaze. I don't acquaint myself with blasphemers.
Don't worry. He's too full of pride to pay us any attention.
Wow, they really hate Inoxa. Was that a fucking SpongeBob reference? Honestly, though, I can't blame them for all hating Inoxa.
Of Empedocles? I hear that his views run counter to the Venerationists.
This is what being a scholar is about.
He's very abrasive to a lot of people, and I can't blame them for hating him.
In beliefs, and it is such collisions that lead to progress.
Yet in
Lord Lygus and Lady Kindness are just ahead. I'll take my leave for now.
Welcome to the Demigod Council, esteemed guests.
Lord Anaxagoras. Oh, I've heard so much
about you. It's you.
Head of the Nusporists of the Grove of Epiphany, notorious blasphemer, a Chrysos heir who bears Circe's core flame, a survivor of the Grove calamity. Did I miss anything? Well, if so, please be so kind as to enlighten me.
Since Lady Kindness is already well acquainted with me, I won't waste any effort introducing myself again. But then again, perhaps the customs are different here. Back in my hometown, there is a form of etiquette known as honoring guests. The host will welcome their guest with warm hospitality by treating them to fine wine and a cozy bed. And yet, ever since I arrived, I have not been welcomed with warm courtesy or ceremonial gifts. Instead, I am met with intense scrutiny. Even more absurd, the host has sharpened their blade and instructed their servants to lie in wait in the shadows. Perhaps you intend to cut open my heart, retrieve the core flame, and then hold a grand feast for all of the guests.
Everyone, stand down.
She really thought that she could outsmart him?
Thank you for understanding. I am but a feeble scholar who is not used to the stench of avarice and blood.
Alright there, Alhaitham, feeble scholar.
No need to be humble, my lord. From my perspective, your courage and gumption are worthy of the reputation of the Seven Sages.
He basically is
Your bravery is more
Alhaitham of Star Rail.
A perilous endeavor.
So, you wish to start a war?
Considering Alhaitham is based off of one of the Flame Chasers from Impact 3rd anyways. Yeah, that makes sense.
Respond in kind. Conflict is inevitable. Since Aglaya endeavors to suppress the virtuous commoners with blood of gold, we will not hesitate to display the rights and mettle the citizens of Akama are so entitled to. As to your question of whether peace is still a viable option, well, to that I can only say this. Everything hinges on the next citizens' assembly and whether they have a sudden epiphany amid the clamor of the masses.
God, I hate this
Since
bitch.
You, as a Chrysos heir, accepted our invitation, you have indeed given us a glimmer of hope.
What brazen arrogance. What you're saying right now is worlds apart from what you were saying before you retired your cleaners.
I don't deny it. After all, they're responsible for cleaning up any threats, and just a moment ago, you were on the side of the Chrysos heirs. But now,
And that makes him a threat, apparently.
Ours, we can continue talking somewhere else. As you know, these walls have ears. I was fortunate enough to have...
God, I hate her so much.
...a treatise about the Venerationists with your teacher, Empedocles. Yet, it seems you subscribe to the Nusporists instead, Lord Anaxa. I've heard that this school of thought is one with many detractors.
It's normal for ideas to have supporters and dissenters, just like how there are two types of people in this world, geniuses and dimwits.
Well, that's one way to put it, I guess. This guy and Ratio would get along very well.
Welcome back to the hub of the Demigod Council, Lord Anaxagoras. Surely you remember that countless eloquent orators have stood in this spot before and emerged victorious by stoking public sentiment with their words. And yet there have also been innumerable blasphemous philosophers who set themselves up for failure because they refused to defend their actions. This tiny stage is the most profound embodiment of Akama in centuries. In 15 days, this site shall also become the most important, as well as the final turning point in Akama's history. May the both of us carry out our duties with honor and lead the masses back toward the Erechrysia, a golden age with no death, strife, or trickery.
Oh my, 15 days and nights. That aligns perfectly with the date of your demise.
So,
Such a coincidence.
she basically wants to go back to the old age, not realizing that that would
Using
never
death to
actually
prove
work.
Myself fits my intentions perfectly.
What strong conviction you
He
have.
just wants to go back to the old ways without realizing there's really no way to. That strife and trickery will always be part of their world, whether they want to believe it or not.
Lady Kindness, dispense with the niceties. I only accepted your invitation so that I can serve the commoners alongside the members of the Council of Elders. Don't test my patience with such superfluous formalities.
Well, you say that now, but surely you also require my aid as well, so that you can stay alive even when being pursued by the Golden Thread?
You worry too much. She won't show her hand too freely, as she still needs to garner support from the masses at the citizens.
I really hope Anaxa is just playing her as a fool. Like, he's going to still be with the Chrysosairs,
Surely you're not asserting that she will.
but he's getting her to play her hand first.
As you're no doubt aware, Aglaya covets the core flame that I possess, which makes it the bargaining chip that allows me and the rest of you to negotiate with her. However, in return, I'll need the Council of Elders to support me as much as possible. Naturally, this includes the guards as well. You're well aware how valuable Cersei's core flame will be in the Erechrysia that you are desperately pursuing. Talk is cheap, so you'd better act prudently as well.
I understand. After all, this battle of wits is just a means for each party to acquire what they need. As long as your request is reasonable, the Council of Elders never shortchanges its allies. Since we're both intent on mutual cooperation, let's not mince words and just speak plainly to each other. Let us decide how much we can secure for ourselves and how much we're willing to sacrifice, like true philosophers, with our words and wisdom. Continuing from the earlier topic, let us discuss our common enemy, Aglaya. She is the second most experienced Chrysos heir across the whole of Akama, who has gradually lost her humanity to the ravages of time and the ablation of the core flame. A formidable opponent.
I mean, she's not wrong there. Aglaya has lost her humanity.
There is ample reason for her to take your life. Yet your previous reasoning is quite sound. As a seasoned political animal, it's unclear whether she will actually cross that irreversible boundary. Moreover, she still needs you alive so that the Titan's trial can be completed. Is there anyone present who can swear by the sacred vow of Kefali and guarantee that you weren't in league with that woman before coming here? Are you just trying to pull the wool over our eyes and aid her in her savagery?
I believe you're aware of Castorus the Executioner. Long before I returned to Akama, Aglaya had already dispatched her to monitor me. If I weren't able to reach this place in time, I would have been forced to meet Thanatos first.
Oddly enough, or maybe
As
not
compared
oddly
to a
enough,
comprehensive plan
I don't
with
trust
uncertain
either
results,
side of this
if you
conflict.
decide to cut open my
I
chest
don't.
and remove the core flame, wouldn't that settle her nerves even more?
What's her name? I don't like Kindness at all, because she's obviously opposing everything that we're trying to do. And she's being an absolute bitch about it. But I also don't like Aglaya. She has lost her humanity. She's willing to go to extremes. She's not a good person, and she is not a good leader. And it's a problem on both ends. I feel like if Aglaya wasn't the leader of the Chrysosairs, things would be so much different.
Everything is in place. She just needs the right timing.
I understand what you mean. At the very least, the both of us agree that this tyrant who wallows in extravagance and greed is the greatest threat to achieving peace in Akama. The Council of Elders is willing to defend your right to live, just as we defend every oppressed citizen.
That's the other thing, though. Aglaya is not oppressing anyone.
Heirs and Aglaya are only growing in magnitude. The peace that we are aspiring toward, as well as everything that we hold dear, will be destroyed completely. The city will be burned to ashes, and the citizens' blood will be shed.
There is literally no evidence towards what this outcome is going to be. Literally, the Chrysos heirs are trying to prevent that. I think she's just stoking conflict to get her way, which is why I hate, like, Kindness more than Aglaya. Because, like, she's just straight up lying to get her way.
For our esteemed citizens, so that they can vanquish the enemies of our fine city.
Although the circumstances are rather unfortunate from an objective point of view, it is an undeniable fact that ever since the Grove was attacked, I have become the de facto leader of the Grove.
Like, yeah, the Flame Reaver is an issue,
Wishes to topple Aglaya, and it's evident that the
but
Academy
obviously
feels
no mortal is going to be able to oppose it.
At the very least,
Only the Titans and the Demigods have the power to fight the Flame Reaver and the Black Tide, and the Titans aren't doing shit.
this also means that I will hold a crucial
Like,
vote
mortals
on
cannot do
citizens' assembly.
anything in this world,
In the
and
name
it's
of Kefali,
idiotic to
Akama
think
thanks
otherwise.
you for your sincere and valuable thoughts. At this stage, it's clear that you and I understand the
If
benefits to be won
Kindness
from this
got her
discussion.
way,
Let me put it plainly.
the Black Tide would swallow
The
everything.
Council of Elders has always been renowned for its fairness, and that fairness is built on a foundation of sincerity. The Council of Elders has vowed to all citizens of Akaba that it will always remain loyal to them. As for you, my lord, how will you guarantee that you will be able to live up to such earnestness and will not betray Akama's indomitable citizens when the opportunity presents itself? Just as you now betray Aglaya when it suits you.
Surely you jest. My loyalty does not need to be proven. The fact that the Council of Elders is asking for proof of my loyalty is itself akin to a form of betrayal.
I am incredibly honored to have witnessed the both of you bury the hatchet in a civilized manner. However, I am afraid that I must interrupt for a brief moment. As the Theoros, I have observed the following. Lady Aglaya, the Goldweaver, is currently on her way to Dawncloud.
Oh, fun.
Oh. Well, I do believe that we might have a slight overabundance of guests today.
Feeling dissatisfied, Lady Kindness? Despite the Council of Elders' lofty residence on Dawncloud, it must still tolerate the whims of the Chrysos heirs.
So you were holding back just now. Seems like you are better at playing this game than I. In any case, I'm glad that she's arriving here. So tell me, Anaxagoras, now that you're an ally of mine, if Aglaya were to demand that I hand you over, what should I do?
You can do as she says. Tell her that the Council of Elders merely wished to chat with me and had no intention of offending her. However, by doing so, the authority of the Council of Elders will be as thin as papyrus that has been soaked in blood. Not only can it be destroyed at the slightest touch, but the Council will also lose possession of a valuable core flame. No, more like 2 core flames. After all, at the next Citizens' Assembly, that young lady who is synonymous with death will also be standing on our side.
Oh? How can you be sure of that?
Is that of importance to you? All you need
What
to know
have you
is
got
that
cooking
I
up there, Anaxa?
In my opinion, you should be more worried about the impending threat. If Aglaya can seize me in full view of the masses today, she could also dismiss the entire Council of Elders in one fell swoop tomorrow. If that happens, the discussion that we've just had will turn into an utter joke instead. Is this the outcome that you wish to see, Lady Kindness?
Fine. I will handle this matter appropriately. But you do best to remember this. Fool the people and karma will be on your tail. I'll overlook it this time, but don't count on there being a next time. Unless, of course, you crave cruel punishment and consider suffering the perfect state to ponder the true nature of souls.
Well, what do you know? That happens to be one of my rare talents.
We shall see, then.
Oh, interesting.
I've got to say that you've managed to really impress me again. But shouldn't you be going after more?
Dying to know what I'm after, hmm?
Poor choice of words there, bud.
I mean, I'm the reason Titan after all. It is in me to ask and seek answers.
Easy there. You'll learn the answer soon enough. I didn't bring it up with her purely because she doesn't have the means to give me what I truly want. It's as they say, onlookers see most clearly. The true masters of Dawncloud have always been the Theoros, who watches over everything.
An expected visitor. Welcome once again. You know, you could actually skip all the pointless debate and come straight to me to seek an audience with Kefali. I have no reason to refuse you.
Is that what he truly wanted? He just wants to talk to Kefali?
You may not, but Kindness has. Whoever gets hold of Kefali's core flame will get to rule over Akama. She's wary of me, so naturally I had to gain her trust. I would say that debate was not at all pointless.
Very true.
I mean, we already know who gets Kefali's core flame due to the book.
Individual has gone to great lengths to get close to Kefali. He might very well be plotting something nefarious against the Titan. Are you still willing to let him pass, knowing this?
Yes, very much so. All living creations are always free to visit Kefali's transcendent vessel. This comes with being the World-Bearer.
How convenient it is to be able to hear what they say.
It is truly my honor to speak to a venerated Titan in person. Please, go ahead. Let me join you both on this journey.
What do you want from Kefli, Anaxa?
Tales of an occasion where Kefli once answered their followers' questions on the peak of the Holy Mountain. Their followers have since believed that scaling this Titan cliff is one way of being with the god.
Hear that? It's not every day that you get to climb a mountain with Circes. You should sing me a hymn of praise.
I don't think he'd ever
Titan
do that.
hymns are beyond me.
No, I wanted the chest.
Take this Yanis shortcut, and the long pilgrimage stairway will be waiting for you at its end.
I have to admit, I never expected you to not ask me anything. Not even my motive.
Because I know very well what it is you are after. As the saying goes, a gentleman helps others achieve their goals. I have a feeling that your theory will be validated at the end of this journey. I believe
I really like Lygus. I don't know what it is, just something about him I really like.
Especially now that you're on the brink of death. You must be closer to Kefli than anyone else. Wouldn't you agree?
I hope things go as you say, then.
Putting a child of justice into a farcical world is bound to turn it upside down. It is my hope that you bring a much-needed change to this world, which is on the brink of destruction.
No danger.
It would be interesting to see Anaxa change the viewpoint of both the common people and the Chrysosairs.
Honestly, this is my first time going up to Dawn Cloud's peak.
What a splendid view. Isn't it about time you recognize the magnificence?
I genuinely think someone needs to be... someone else needs to be the leader besides Aglaya.
This is different from those temples in the city. All they have are magnificent facades. And even though I've come this far, I'm still doubtful about getting useful clues from him.
I must be getting ahead of myself to be expecting to hear something
Excuse me.
Oh? Haven't you been in my head for some time now? It's high time you get used to how I feel about things. Alright, we're just a short hike away from Kefli. No time to waste here.
So the intellectual debate from earlier was too draining for you, huh? If Amphorius gets a new lease on life, you should focus on strengthening your body and stop shirking social interactions.
Save your concern.
The Titan is in sight. Can you make it?
Why? Are you going to carry me up if I were to fall now? I know how far I can go, so just hold your tongue and come along.
Fine then. I guess I won't say any more. I'll just wait till your soul dissipates completely to gain control over your body.
Wait. Is that... Hey, look at that.
Huh? What should I be looking at?
Anaxa, are you seeing things now?
hallucinating? Or do we even get to see souls when we're close to dying?
Oh? Why didn't you bring your favorite spear with you on this trip, Nias?
Oh, Lord Nias.
Nias. I know I've heard this name somewhere.
Nikador, what are you doing here?
It's unfortunate. The Black Tide destroyed every last inch of my calyx.
How could that be? Even a creation of Georios, from their prized ores and molten fire, couldn't escape the fate of destruction?
Hey, Xerxes. Do you know a certain Nias?
Nias? No, not that I remember. How did you even think up such a strange name?
I just saw him. Nias. A warrior-like figure who was just chatting with you here.
No, I have no such memory. Could you be hallucinating?
This is,
Oh, he's seeing the dead. Okay. Well, this is going great. Especially since this is still only... what, still 15 days until his death? If he's seeing souls now, there's an issue.
Enough about me. Did Kaos ever reply to you?
Well, regrettably.
Seems like the price of becoming a demigod is a lot heftier than we thought.
Kaos. Demigod. I've never heard of this person. Which Titan's authority did he inherit?
Look on the bright side, Nias. Since we've come all this way,
Wait.
I doubt he'd snub his old friends, would he?
Were the demigods, or were the Titans just demigods?
Hey! Are you seeing that same hallucination again?
Is Xerxes
It's still you and Nias, but
and Nias
talking about a certain
demigods that
Kaos.
ascended to become,
I'm guessing he's
well, Xerxes and Nikador?
Kaos. This name sounds just as strange to me.
Have the core flames just been getting passed on and on throughout time?
What this is about. If things are as I thought, then they aren't hallucinations, but the souls of people.
What? But if those are the souls of the dead, then what am I?
Beats me. For all I know, you're just an illusion I conjured up in my dying moments. Let's just keep going. As long as I take in more sights.
Or maybe they were the demigods from a previous time loop?
Wander too far among the dead, and even
Because I still think that Amphorius is in a constant time loop.
Fine. So,
Can you keep going?
Of course. I'm just... If I knew we had to climb a mountain, I wouldn't have come along with you.
I guess this also counts as one aspect of the world-bearing burden. If Amphorius does have a next life, you may want to get your body in shape.
Keep your sarcasm to yourself.
A next life, probably a next time loop. Okay, I think
Getting anything of value from that.
the Titans were demigods from the previous time loop, I think.
Bottom, then exercise even a little. I am Calypso of the eminent Seven Sages, after all. Training would make me no different from those Helcalithist barbarians.
Calypso. She's one of the Seven Sages. A member of the Grove? No, she can't be. I would know her
It
name
is.
if she really were one of the Seven Sages. Hey, Circes. Does the name Calypso ring a bell? Circes? Daggone. Doesn't matter. I can do this myself.
It has to be that Circe's
Beautiful old world. Where are you now?
Circe's and Naias were basically flame chasers of previous.
Return to the mortal realm. Splendid gods once walked the paths we walk. Alas, all that's left of that warmth is a haze.
They have to be from a previous time loop.
Why are you chanting that too?
They have to be flame chasers who became demigods in a previous time loop and are now Titans in this timeline. That has to be it. I mean, I could definitely be wrong, but everything's pointing to that.
We're here. Finally. So, I don't get to ask the Titan my question. But all of you make for a pleasant surprise, nonetheless. Very well then. Let me uncover the truth for myself. Did I still fail to make it in time? Huh? So, I'm back here again. This is... I can hear it. I hear it from the depths of the tides, behind the closed doors of the Void World. A voice ready to tell me something. This time, the voice is a lot clearer than before.
Since we've come this far, let's just...
I love this art style.
Lord Naias and Miss Calypso.
Cass?
Are you both here to visit Chaos, too?
Yes, and we've been waiting for quite some time now.
Regrettably, he hasn't answered us. The worst-case scenario is that he's already been overwhelmed and crushed by the world-bearing.
House is Kefali. Or the previous Kefali.
You're overthinking, Lord Naias. I can still sense Chaos' soul in the area. And besides, we both know Chaos' nature. A deliverer like him wouldn't fall so readily, much less give up on all that he holds dear. Isn't that so?
House is this version of
I have faith in him.
Einon.
That reminds me. Why are you making this trip alone, Polixia?
Oh, my sister needs more time to make sure the flowers are fine.
Holy shit.
Such a pity. Both of you have hearts kinder than anyone else. Yet you are born only to take over Thanatos' divinity.
Everything that I see and hear this time has left me shaken to the core. What may seem like a mundane conversation is in truth a once-in-a-lifetime exchange that has revealed the ultimate answer to Circe's question. The conjecture has taken shape and must now be solidified into a theorem. Next, I only need to seek verification from Kefali. By doing so, I can answer Circe's question and reclaim my body. But no, I will not do that. That isn't important. Because another one of my conjectures, one that I have always dreamed of proving, has been proved right this very instant. Fusing a mortal soul with that of a Titan to replace said Titan is not a ludicrous idea after all.
Holy shit.
What are you thinking about?
It's not ludicrous because it's been done in the past, and he's realizing that now. Anaxa is literally seeing a previous timeline. What the fuck? I'm trying to process this. This is crazy. Like, obviously it's confirming the multiple timeline theory pretty well. At least, this is what my brain is telling me. I might be wrong, but, like, everything's kind of pointing at it. But, like, I was not expecting it to be confirmed this way. Fucking wild. Anyways, what did she say?
What are you thinking
Oh, just
about?
what are you thinking about? Okay. Just amazed at how this towering tree is Circe's divine body, and it's a majestic sight.
Is that so? You don't look the slightest bit amazed, though. Plus, you seem to be strangely familiar with the city around the great tree.
Merely something from the past that I won't go into.
Events of the past, huh? I was also a child when I looked up at Circe's. Their leaves and branches reflected the sparkling stars, and their trunk was like a pillar that supported the sky and ground. I stood at this very spot back then, imagining the day when I could climb to the top of this tree, because I would be the closest I can be to the sky at that spot.
You're a sky priest, yet you study at a place that is home to the Reason Titan. That's rather counterintuitive.
Don't read too much into it. I mean, can mortals even hope to reach Aquila's realm? They're a strict and draconian god, nothing like Circe's. Reason is willing to share what is theirs with others, but Sky only expects people to revere them. You get what I'm saying, right, Danny?
Oh, that's cute. She calls him Danny.
The Titan that imprisoned you and Grey here in Amphorius is none other than Aquila themselves.
Yes, I didn't count on provoking the ire of a local god.
But there will always be people who dream of soaring towards the sky. The Grove has a wealth of research on Aquila, and that is exactly what we are here for. It's just, I never thought Grey would meet with something like that before we set off. As a physician, I should have been there by his side.
Bad luck tends to come in streaks, so don't beat yourself up over it. Besides, Aglaya needs you here to uncover the truth behind what happened to the Grove. Let's just make the most out of this trip and keep a lookout for any documents related to the Death Titan. They could be useful to Storm.
Yeah, there's no rest for the weary, huh? In any case, what we're looking for could be anywhere in this enormous grove. Let's split up to cover more ground. Danny, with your skills, I'm sure those monsters born of the Black Tide will pose no threat to you anyway.
What about you? Will you be alright on your own?
Have you forgotten that you're talking to the chief physician of the Twilight Courtyard? Have more faith in me. I'll be just fine.
The silence in here is near deafening. With the vast amount of knowledge it holds, this academy is akin to a labyrinth of information. Even the cleverest of scholars would easily lose their way in here. I should gather my thoughts before heading in. The clock is ticking. I should search for clues as I move. The night sky feels unusual, now that I've gotten used to the eternal light of Akama. There we go. Actually, I'm gonna just go as the Trailblazer. That way I can just hit things from afar if I need to. Black monsters are twisted in form, and their life has turned to ash together with their souls. It's impossible to figure out their form when they were still alive. These are the remains of a black tide monster. It does look different from the Titankin from up close. What's that underneath it? A scroll? As I expected, the Grove doesn't forbid the discussions about the sky. It's a debate between two scholars about the sky ships. Aglaya also made mention of the ships when she interrogated us, a memory I'd rather forget. I'll hold on to this for now. With any luck, this journey won't leave us empty-handed. Oh no. That's Hyacinth. Why is she surrounded by so many monsters? As much faith as I have in her, it's probably a good idea to help her out there.
Really now? This is way more trouble than I could have asked for.
Need a hand?
Or you could sit back and watch.
I can't tell if you're serious or not. But being hard to read isn't without its perks, I suppose.
I'm kidding, Danny. Lend me a hand, pretty please. All right, now let's get him. Some value, I suppose. Eternal.
Stand in position.
Man, I feel like it's been forever since I actually got to fight.
Let's improvise.
There's more to life.
I should probably switch up my team.
Catch up.
In the mood for how's this taste?
Great teamwork.
This place is practically in ruins. What happened? There shouldn't be this many monsters here.
The Black Tide tide is remarkably quick to detect the light of Amphorius. So or rather, the blessings of the Sky Priest in me, might have unknowingly called them to me. Anyway, never mind that for now. Here, you might want to have a look at this. I found it around here and thought it might be of interest to you.
Anaxagoras. He's the scholar who fused himself with the core flame of reason.
This is new. I didn't know Professor Anaxa was researching the sky. He's never mentioned anything about it.
Vinon said Anaxa might be opposed to the flame chase journey.
Might is an understatement. Anaxa has never been one to venerate the gods, nor has he ever found it within himself to put any faith in the prophecy. People have come to think of him as a heretic, even in a place as liberal as the Grove. Yet, it is also this very blasphemer that Circe's favors. Fate sure works in mysterious ways.
I picked up a scroll on my way here, too. It looks like it may be related to the one you're holding.
Oh? Let me have a look. By the looks of them, these scrolls are records of two conversations that took place in the same setting, one after the other.
It's very fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy the storytelling a lot. It is a big game. It's I'm trying to remember how big it is, like storage wise. I think it's like 90 gigs on PS5. It's definitely not a small game, but it's also been going for 2 years now, so that probably doesn't help. There's still much I don't know about the Grove. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Sure, go ahead.
Who are the
The
Venerationists?
Grove of Epiphany is home to 7 schools of thought. While all 7 schools are founded on the ideologies of Thalesis, the first scholar, each is unique in its own way. Among them, the Venerationists revere and worship the Titans the most.
Well, if you're interested in the story, each world is different, but the main characters typically stay the same. They kind of just rotate out depending on which world we go to. I'm planning on replaying the entire game in a challenge run coming up. So I'll probably be going through the main story fully at some point. So if you want to wait for that, there's going to be that. Or I highly recommend looking up someone else's playthrough, or finding like what's it called, commentary free playthrough, something like that, if that interests you. But again, I will be playing it fully at some point as a challenge run, where I'm only going to be using characters that are given to me for free. I will not pull on the account at all, which will definitely make things hard.
As the sage of the Venerationists, Euthyphro has always been at loggerheads with Anaxa. If we were to place the 7 sages on the scales of Talanton, Anaxa and Euthyphro would be placed on opposite sides to achieve balance.
A very illustrative explanation. Thank you. Was it a mistake to build the skyships?
Nearly everyone in Amphorius has heard the story of the skyships by now. Aquila's stature is loftier than the heavens, and their divine retribution is merciless. That's why it's no use building giant skyfaring ships. Oh, but I do wonder if a supercharged mini Treevee cannon could slip past their watch.
That was a joke, right? What is Anaxa's field of study?
Forests primarily study the application of alchemy and soul repair. Everyone considers Anaxa a blasphemer, but that has never stopped him from sharing his ideas, no matter how taboo. If you must say that he's hiding something, then it's likely what lies beneath his eye patch.
I don't have any more questions.
Anaxa often says that every failure brings us one step closer to the truth. Perhaps, to him, the crash of the skyship carries a different interpretation. The firmament is not impenetrable. On the contrary, it was precisely because the skyship represented the first step toward breaking free from the shackles of the Earth that it provoked the wrath of the Sky Titan and brought divine punishment upon itself. It's a shame that the majority of the Grove's research on Aquila was headed by the Venerationists, with sacrificial rituals making up a predominant part of their findings. Discourse about more esoteric subject matters in relation to Aquila dwindled even further after the skyship incident. So much so that even this scroll is completely new to me.
Don't worry about it. We'll just collect everything we can find on the Titans for now. There's something else that's caught my attention, though. This says that Anaxa is conducting secret experiments of some sort.
That's what I'd like to know. What are these experiments he's involved in? Even I, the assistant lecturer, know next to nothing about them. I have a bad feeling about this.
Anaxa, what are you hiding? I need to change my team lineup. Oh. Gonna go Jingyuan, Sunday, Aventurine, and Tribby. Do I want a Venturine or do I want a healer? I think this is fine for now.
This is the Library of Philia, a place where the Grove stores its collection of tomes. Other than books written by the 7 schools, you can also find philosophical texts, ballads, and religious writings from the Outlands here. Cities that desire to learn from the Grove were apparently expected to contribute knowledge of equal value to what they sought. We've had more than our fair share of hilarious episodes over the years. For instance, it's said that the Erythrocheramists once borrowed a manuscript from a certain author, but ended up returning a copy instead of the original. What's more, the original manuscript was supposedly then hidden here.
That doesn't seem like a nice thing to do.
Nice? No need to hold yourself back, Danny. You can just tell it like it is. Their behavior was no different from bandits.
Well, if you don't mind, did the Grove ever rob Castrum Kremnos?
Whew. You've got me there. Some said you couldn't even find a dictionary in Castrum Kremnos, so I guess they were spared. There are too many books in the Library of Philia. Flipping through them all will take too long. Why don't we use the Biblioslate to search for the texts we need? We can bring them back to Akuma for reading after that.
Agreed. This place isn't safe. We should leave as soon as we're done. There's still several more scrolls strewn all over the place. I'll gather them while you pull up those texts. This way, nothing will be overlooked. So, I just looked up how long this quest is going to be. Apparently, the quest is going to be a total of 7 to 8 hours long. I've only played about 2.5 hours so far. Yeah, the 3.0 story was 10 hours long. It was rough. These are complaint letters from the scholars about Anaxagoras the Blasphemer. There's a thick stack of letters. Based on the dust accumulated and the perfectly intact seals, the complainee did not even bother opening them and just chucked them aside into a corner. This is about Anaxa. I should read this. Hyacinth, you should come have a look too.
Ugh, it's so dusty in here. Whoa. Are these all complaints about him? I can already see what they must have written. Anaxa has no respect for the gods. His very existence undermines order in our society. They're probably all things like that.
Does Anaxa hold that much influence?
Why else would they call him the Great Performer? When Anaxa established his school of thought, the first thing he apparently did was read his own work to everyone.
Man, what an ego. Jeez.
Are the Titans truly an accurate reflection of what humans think gods should be? Worlds created by gods are indubitably perfect, but what of Amphorius? Only foolishness and insensitivity everywhere you turn.
An uncanny impersonation. What happened after?
They marched him straight to the seat of judgment before he could finish. Though what he took on in the end was more of a debate than an actual trial. He had to address every one of the scholar's allegations, or face expulsion from the Grove. The first allegation was... Do you agree that since the Titans created the heavens and earth, so the mountains, rivers, and seas must likewise be their creations?
Am I supposed to put myself in Anaxa's shoes and answer that? No. Based on the history of the Flame Chase journey, humans have the potential to take over the divinity of Titans.
Anaxa said the same thing then. Needless to say, his critics didn't take kindly to his answer, so they followed up with a second allegation. You claim to be studying souls, yet you are, in fact, defiling them and committing acts condemned by the gods. Do you admit it?
That's a serious allegation. Did he really do that?
Anaxa always wears an eye patch, never removing it, even when alone. Some say he used one of his eyes as an alchemical ingredient. Every being in the world owes their safekeeping to Kithali, and this is even more so for the Chrysos heirs who have divine blood coursing through them. If he has really done something of that nature, then it'd indeed be sacrilegious. Thankfully, they had no way to prove it, so it amounted to nothing more than an allegation in the end. One by one, Anaxa engaged in wars of words against those who would challenge him. Toward the end, a scholar asked him, "Anaxagoras, have you any respect for the gods?" It was only after a brief silence that he answered, "I have never denied that titans are meant to be noble constructs."
What he didn't say, that the Titans are not noble, rings louder in that case.
Yes. I'm not sure how that controversy was eventually resolved. But what's for certain, at least, is that Anaxa was allowed to stay in the grove where he continued his research, despite being regarded as a heretic. By the way, this stack of complaint letters has reminded me of a place in the grove. We may find clues there that aren't on the teleslate. I'm talking about Anaxa's alchemy lab, hidden between the cornerstones.
Given the Grove's meticulous approach to archiving, could there really be such an oversight right under their noses?
It's a well-kept secret. Among the 7 sages, excluding the nominal chief sage, each has a private sanctuary where they can conduct research undisturbed in their free time. Even the administrators of the Library of Philia are restricted from accessing those places and documenting the sage's research. But with the grove in this state, I'm sure Anaxa won't be mad even if we sneak into the lab for a short while. Right?
Interesting.
So,
This is the place, but where is everything?
Did Anaxa clean house or something?
Materials for alchemical experiments, matrix diagrams, and even the seal to the lab. They're all gone. Did the Black Tide destroy it all?
No wonder we didn't see any defense mechanisms along the way. Have you ever been here before?
No, not even close. Not only are alchemy experiments high-risk activities, but Professor Anaxa also has a penchant for using bizarre materials. Students often saw him walk in looking right as rain, but come out covered in soot with his hair singed. Naturally, no one dared to come near this place. Huh? That bookshelf over there seems to be the only thing still intact.
Okay. I know that I'm like right in the middle of something here. But unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to call it quits for today. I'm unfortunately not feeling too good, so I might need to just stop here. So, to anyone who watched, thank you so much for taking your time out of your day to watch, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please feel free to leave a like. If you disliked it, feel free to leave a dislike. If you want to see more, please feel free to subscribe. And if you want to know more about my stream or keep updated with the things that are going on with both stream and YouTube related stuff, please feel free to follow the links in the description to my Twitch and my socials. And I hope to see you again sometime. See ya!